Just came back from the gym and I decided to do a video going over the 7.1 Enhancement Shaman. Going to cover artifact traits to take up, PvP rotation, and best talents to take. Play the intro! That intro was fire. I know. But I'm just going to dive straight into this, alright? So starting off the talents, on the first row we have Wind Song, Hot Hand, and Boulder Fist. Now, 95% of the time, Boulder Fist is going to win out by far, just because it's going to provide the most consistent pressure, so that is good. You need it in your life. Take Boulder Fist. Now, Hot Hand absolutely sucks. I've tried it. Don't take it. Just don't. Ignore it. Wind Song is going to be goodish because it gives you a lot of burst, but I mean it's just that 45-second cooldown, man. So in the long run, it's just not fair. So I definitely recommend you take Boulder Fist. Going on to the next tier, we have Rainfall. This heal is absolutely worthless. This is probably like, why is this even here? I don't know. It heals you for like 200. Not really, but it might as well. It's completely useless. So you're definitely going to want to take on Feral Lunge. Feral Lunge is going to win out 100% of the times in PvP. It serves as our only real gap closer. So Feral Lunge. Windrush Totem. Don't take Windrush Totem, guys. Don't take it. Don't take it. Alright, going on to the next tier, we have Lightning Surge Totem, Earth Grab Totem, and Voodoo Totem. Now, Voodoo Totem, that gives you like a nice little cool AoE hex, but all someone has to do is just like step a little bit to the left and they're not hexed anymore. So it's like, why? Like, no, don't take Voodoo Totem. Earth Grab Totem, that's a good, I mean, it roots everyone, that's fancy, but when we want to kill stuff and get damage done, we're going to go with Lightning Surge Totem because they're stunned and they can't do anything. Take Lightning Surge Totem. Going on to the next tier, we have Lightning Shield. Oh my fucking god! I don't know why this is even here. This is like nothing. This is it's like the rainfall of this tier. Like, no, don't get Lightning Shield, guys. We have Ancestral Swiftness. That gives you that passive 10% haste, which is good. But Hailstrom makes you do 13,434 additional damage to all of your attacks. Like, every single attack you do does that much more damage. That's ridiculous. Take Hailstrom. Like, that is dope. On to the next talent, we have Tempest. Get Tempest. Get Tempest. Like, I'm going to talk about the others, but just know, get Tempest. It's overcharge. Your lightning bolt hits really hard. Yeah, no. Empowered, no, Tempest. Get Tempest. Alright, going on to the next one, we have Crashing Storms. Now, in a PvP situation, you have to keep in mind everyone is moving. So the only time you'll ever get Crashing Storms in PvP is if you know for a fact the player that you're versing doesn't have a keyboard or a mouse and he can't move. If you know this for certain, you can get Crashing Storms because you're good. But in the more realistic situations, we're going to get Shundering 99.9% of the times. Just because Shundering, not only is it going to be a nice little like finisher and damage, but it also has a 2-second like interrupt. So let's say I'm on this little dummy here, and I drop Capstun Totem, right? Get stunned for 5 seconds, and then I can finish it up with a Shundering. So boom, he's been stunned for like 7 seconds. It's amazing. It serves as an interrupt, and I've also used it successfully to interrupt amongst roll ability. So that makes it really cool. Take Shundering, guys. Then going on to the final tier, we have Landslide. Landslide is freaking amazing. This makes you hit so much harder. Definitely get it. Now Ascendance. Ascendance is still like the big bad boy on this tier. He's just like, Ascendance is a shit. But like the way I'll explain it is, if you know for a fact that fight that you're about to do is only gonna last like, let's say like 2 minutes or so, then Ascendance is gonna win. But the longer the fight lasts, the more value Landslide will give you. Alright guys, so moving on to the PvP talents, we have the first tier with the Gladiator's Medallion. Now, Gladiator's Medallion, that's good old-fashioned, 2-minute CD, and it just pretty much gets you out of anything in PvP that just makes you sad. Going on to the next one, we have Adaptation and then Relentless. Now, Adaptation will instantly remove any CC that has a duration of 5 seconds or more. So like things like polys, hexes, repentance, boom, instantly removed. And it only incurs a 1-minute cooldown. So that's highly attractive, highly attractive. Then finally we have Relentless. Now Relentless, this is going to be really great. It reduces the duration of all CC by 20%, but it does stack with the Orc Racial, which has reduces the duration of all stuns by 20%. So that's 40% reduced duration on all stuns. So if you're an Orc, definitely take this. Lucky freaking horde. Going on to the next tier, we have Hardiness. Hardiness sucks. This is the only time you see me specting it. It sucks. We have Reinforced Armor and Sparring. These are the two that you're going to be jumping back and forth depending on the team that you're facing. Now, Reinforced Armor, that's going to be the best line of defense against casters. It increases your health pool by 20%, so yes. Casters, Reinforced Armor. There you go. PvP, if you're versing a heavy melee comp, go with Sparring. Sparring is just going to nullify a lot of their damage. Then, on to the next tier, we have Sky Fury Totem. No, don't get it. It falls between Counter-Strike Totem and Wind Fury Totem. Those are the ones that you're going to be jumping back and forth with. Now, one thing to keep in mind with Counter-Strike Totem, it's really great. It redirects a lot of damage, and like I've just seen people one-shot themselves with this, but it only redirects direct damage. So if you are versing a team that deals a lot of like spread pressure, and they're just kind of like burning your entire team down, you're not really going to get a juicy Counter-Strike off of that, because they're doing a lot of damage over time abilities, and that does not get redirected by Counter-Strike. So only direct damage gets redirected by Counter-Strike. Keep that in mind. Then we have Wind Fury Totem. Wind Fury Totem, a lot of people don't actually use this, but it's ridiculous. Once you drop Wind Fury Totem, the downside to it though is that you have to stay within 10 yards of that totem. But if you do stay within 10 yards of the totem, you have a 40% chance to do an additional 3 attacks. And that means you have an extra chance of proccing Stormbringer. Each of those attacks have a chance to proc Stormbringer. I've gotten as much as like 12 Stormbringer procs in a row with Wind Fury Totem. It's just retarded. So definitely try Wind Fury Totem out, and yeah, it's good. Then we have Spectral Recovery. This is going to be a real. This is very, very helpful, honestly. If you know you're about to get stunned and the team's like thinking about switching onto you, you can just drop into Ghostwolf form, and while you're stunned, you'll be healed for an extra 3% of your health every 2 seconds. Then we have Ephro Form. Ephro Form is pretty good, but the only thing is that you lose a lot of momentum once you're specting this. And you also do lose Astral Shift. It replaces it. So you go into Ephro Form, you can't take any damage from physical. You can't take any physical damage, but you can't deal any damage. So it's like, oh shit, I'm dying, but he's about to die. Ephro Form, you live, you end up living, and then the target you're trying to kill, they might get heals, and then they end up living, so it's like, fuck. So just be mindful of that with Ephro Form. But for the most part, you're going to want to stay into Spectral Recovery. Then going on to the next tier, we have Ride the Lightning. Ride the Lightning is really good. It's pretty much whenever you do a Storm Strike, you're going to do a chain lightning, hitting 3 targets in front of you. It's pretty freaking good. Static Cling is great because it works really well synergistically with Shundering. So your Shundering will do an extra 15% damage, and like so will all your other abilities, but it's just really juicy when you do it with Shundering. Now, the only issue with this is that it's hard to keep it up on someone. You have to do 2 Storm Strikes in order for you to form that cling, but I mean, if they step 15 yards out of your range, you lose it, and you have to do it again, and it's just like it's just not, it's like kind of clunky. I don't really like it too much. And then Forked Lightning is great, but sometimes like it never seems to hit who you want it to hit. It hits pets, it hits like dead bodies. I don't know, it's not right. So most of the times I'm gonna stick with Ride the Lightning. Then going on to the final tier, we have Shamanism. Shamanism. Yeah, that's it on the last tier. We just have shamanism. That's it. Yep, shamanism. That's it. Just get that. That's it right there. Shamanism. Right there. That's it. This, no, shamanism. This, no, shamanism. There you go. Alright, now I'm going to go through the artifact traits that you want to pick up. That's just pretty much going to make you the shit. Alright, one thing to keep in mind with the artifact traits, though, is that all of the relics are not enabled in the PvP templates. So, it doesn't matter what you put in here, it doesn't do anything for you in PvP. Crimey River, I know. So first we're gonna get Doom Winds. Then going on, we're going to get Hammer of Storms. Obviously, you have to get it. Then we're gonna go into Gathering Storms, and then Wind Strikes. Wind Strikes is freaking awesome. What does it do? When Stormbringer resets the remaining cooldown of your Storm Strike, you gain 40% additional attack speed. 40% additional attack speed means you're attacking fast. When you attack fast, what happens? You'll be more likely to get more Stormbringer procs. You want to keep getting Stormbringer procs. The more Stormbringer procs you get, a higher chance of shit actually dying. When you don't have Stormbringer procs as Enhancement Shaman, you don't do shit. Your damage is just absolute crap. So you want Stormbringer procs. So anything that increases your attack speed is a yes. Gonna backtrack a little bit, but Gathering Storms, this pretty much makes it so each target hit by Crash Lightning increases the damage dealt by your next Storm Strike. So a lot of classes have like pets and shit, you know. So when you drop this, you drop your Crash Lightning, it increases the damage of your next Storm Strike. So let's use the DK for example. DK comes at you with like an army, you drop Crash Lightning, you hit that DK, like he's dead. DK down. DK down. Now, from there, you're going to want to go up into Spiritual Healing, because this increases the healing done by your Healing Surge by 30%. We all know if you live longer, you can do more damage and possibly kill shit. So you definitely want to live longer. Then we're going to go down into Storm Flurry. Storm Flurry causes your Storm Strike to have a 20% chance to do an additional strike for 40% of the damage. So that means Storm Strike hits for a fucking shit ton. Storm Flurry allows it to hit for a shit ton again, almost. I'm not good at math, but that's a shit ton of damage. So definitely get Storm Flurry. Then we're not going to go down this path. Don't go into Forged in Lava and Doom Vortex. It sounds really cool. You're like, yeah, I'm going to fire a tornado. But it sucks, man. And honestly, you will very rarely be using Lava Lash that much in PvP. Most of the extra Maelstrom is going to go towards healing yourself. So, again, the path we're going, boom, 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 no boom, no boom. We're going to go back up. You can get Doom Wolves. There's a lot of RNG with this, though. I don't really like it. It allows your wolves to look like super cool. If you see the lightning wolves, fire wolves, like frost wolves, it's pretty cool. And each of those wolves, they actually do grant a specific ability. The frost wolf is one of my favorites. It actually grants you an additional slow. So I mean, let's say the target is like 20 yards away from you, you can't really use your Frostbrand weapon on them. The Doom Wolf, if it's a Frost Wolf, will slow that target down for you. So it's very beneficial. And then from there, you're going to go into Elemental Healing. This is very great because it's going to allow, whenever you use Astral Shift, for you to generate an additional 30% of your maximum health over 15 seconds. So if you're taking a shit ton of damage, you pop that, boom, you're getting healed, plus the Healing Surge. You ain't dying. You ain't dying. It's pretty cool. And then from there, we're going to go into Raging Storms. When your Stormbringer resets the remaining cooldown of your Storm Strike, it also increases the damage dealt by your next Storm Strike. So what does that mean? The more Stormbringer procs you get, the more damage you're going to do with Storm Strike. Yes, so definitely get Raging Storms. Then we have Spirit of Maelstrom. And while in combat, it just allows you to generate an additional 15 Maelstrom while in Ghost Wolf form. So this plus your talent that allows you to regenerate 3% of your health while in ghostful form, it's very great while kiting. So you can just stay in ghostful form, keep generating Maelstrom, you're still healing yourself, and pop out every now and then, and just throw Healing Surge on yourself to keep yourself up. So it's really, really great. Then the final tier, the final one we're gonna want to get Unleash Doom. Unleash Doom is actually epic. What is gonna happen is pretty much whenever there's going to be a small, your Doomhammer will like fire like molten and like lightning shards of spikes and death like into the target. It's the best animation ever, and yeah, highly recommend that. So those are like the main abilities that you're going to want to get. Everything else is pretty much just like secondary. So that is that. Alright guys, so I'm going to really quickly walk you through the Enhancement Shaman priority system. I don't really like to call it a rotation because based on the situation, it really just changes what abilities you're going to be using. But one thing to keep in mind with Enhancement Shaman is that some of your abilities do work synergistically with one another, and that raises their priority a little bit higher. So first off, we have Boulder Fist, which works with Landslide. Landslide is going to increase your agility by 8% for 10 seconds. Then we have Hailstrom, which causes all of your attacks to do an additional frost damage. And Hailstrom works with Frostbrand Weapon. So what we're going to want to do, first off, is attack with Boulder Fist, and then we're going to go straight into Frostbrand Weapon, and then follow that up with Flame Tongue. Now, Flame Tongue and Frostbrand Weapon, you're going to have to keep those buffs up at all time, along with the Landslide buff from Boulder Fist. So those three you have to keep up. Boulder Fist, Flame Tongue, and Frostbrand Weapon. And after that, it pretty much just falls down on Storm Strikes. You're just going to be waiting for Stormbringer to proc and then just spamming out as much Storm Strikes as possible. So again, all we're going to do, Boulder Fist to keep the Landslide buff up, then Frostbrand Weapon to keep Hailstrom active, and then Flame Tongue. That's it. You have to keep up those three. And then it's a Storm Strike, Storm Strike, Storm Strike. Pray for Stormbringer procs. Storm Strike, Storm Strike, Storm Strike. Just like that. And now for Lava Lash. Lava Lash is Lava Lash is extremely low on the priority system, just because in PvP we're going to be taking a lot of damage, and you're going to want to prioritize healing surges over Lava Lash. Like, yeah, so the only time you really be using Lava Lash is when you're like bursting someone down, they're in a stun, and you have absolutely no Stormbringer procs and nothing else is available. That's when you start using Lava Lash, but everything else takes priority over Lava Lash. Now, just to give you an idea of exactly what you're going to do to burst, it's really, really simple, guys. You're going to use Boulder Fist, get the 3 buffs up, and then pop Wolves, Doom Winds, boom, boom. Look at that. I have procs. Things are happening. Things are happening. Things are happening. There you go. That's it. That's all you got to do, guys. Finito. We are done.